might take on the new X-Plane G-loading camera, which apparently reacts according to the force of gravity being felt by the aircraft, or in simple terms, it moves your viewing position around to make it feel like you're experiencing bumps and bangs. So there's not too many better places to test that other than South Fiordland, as nothing around here is flat and level. Yep, there is movement. That whole cockpit certainly did move as we went over the rough terrain. Not going to say it moved entirely realistically, but no movement at all as we had before. That wasn't realistic either, so there you go. Let's just lock my track IR position to check this out properly. Roll inputs, not a lot happens. Pitch inputs, and the cockpit does noticeably change position. Accelerating and slowing down. Yeah, there is a bit of movement forward and back too. So it does seem to do what it says it should do. Even with my track IR head movement tracking system, it still works the same, and it helps to create the illusion of some bouncing of the aircraft. In real life, your brain quickly compensates for the G-forces, so you kind of feel them more than you can see them. But unless a few guys are going to regularly show up at my house to wobble my desk and chair around, then running the opposite way and seeing the G-forces but not feeling it, that's a reasonable compromise for the visual effect of rough terrain or turbulence, I think. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things like owning an indoor cow or a young Vietnamese slave girl. It's a novelty at first, then you slowly get used to it after a while and don't really notice that it's there anymore, but you definitely then miss it if it went away. Just one of those things that sort of settles into the way you do things, and it's kind of nice. A bit of movement there, feeling this slight turbulence, which is good. Not sure how a bouncy cockpit is going to affect getting your mouse on a small click spot area to operate dials and switches during a thunderstorm. May need to map the G-load camera to a button to turn it on and off, which is no big deal. I can manage that, so all good. Yeah, and now we'll land at another not very level and flat runway and see how we go here. With here being Dasburgers, by the way, all part of the South Fiordland scenery, which you can get from my mega folder, link in the description. Yeah, no major wind or anything, so the plane's not doing a lot now, but I will try on purpose to make a bit of a bollocks of the landing and touch down quite heavily to see what the camera does. Although if you're trying to make a proper bollocks of a landing and succeed at that, did you then indeed make a proper bollocks of it or not? I'm going to have to think about that one. Don't know. Yeah, anyway. There's certainly plenty of movement as we landed, the rollout from the camera viewpoint. Maybe a bit overdone, much like the lamb chops the Vietnamese slave girl just cooked, and that's why we've come to Dasburgers for dinner instead. But I can't fault the effort, and hopefully it will mature into something nicely rounded in certain areas. The same with the G-load camera too. So yeah, been making stuff rather than flying just lately, so not giving it massive amounts of testing. But overall, our new G-Load camera, I think it's a good thing. Okay, so I've taken off from a falling down and twisted wooden ramp, landed on an uphill lump of dirt whilst actually trying to throw the plane into the floor for testing purposes. All of that totally fine, and then I ground the prop and brake the engine whilst taxiing really slowly as I go and park. Why couldn't I have grown up liking chess instead of aviation? Would have been so much easier playing chess online as a hobby. Anyway, camera test and opinion video done. I quite like it. The rest of X-Plane that keeps breaking my propellers on the ground, that can go